Hey, I'm Brandy, and thank you for joining me for the three myths you've probably heard or think about yourself when it comes to house sitting. And these three myths are probably what's keeping you from house sitting right now. So I literally am in one of our house sits. We are in gorgeous South Park, San Diego, in a beautiful Craftsman home. And honestly, I've wanted to live in a Craftsman home. I wanted to own my own Craftsman home for a very long time. And so having the opportunity to experience it without having the mortgage is amazing. So you will hear me say that a lot through this series because literally house sitting is amazing. It is a gift that not a lot of people are taking advantage of, which is good. We don't want everybody house sitting, right? Because then that limits the opportunity. But I also come from a place where there is more than enough. And there are literally more than enough house sits for all of us. The key here is being prepared, being a great communicator, and just going after what you want. So many things in life, we stop ourselves. It's not even something else that's preventing us from getting what we want or going after what we want. It's literally us and this, right? The 6 to 8 inches between your ears. That's what stops us a lot of times. And so, my intention with these three videos, once again, is to cut through a lot of that muck and self doubt and those random questions that we have, and just get to how simple this is to get started. And the rest is up to you. So I have a lot of tools available for you. I have my masterclass, which I recommend first and foremost above anything else because it's going to walk you through how to get started on my favorite platform, Trusted House Sitters. This platform is what we have used from day one to book house sits all over the world. And what's great about it is that both parties are vetted. You get photos of the places you're going to be house sitting. You get photos of the pets. You could be pet sitting. You are encouraged to meet with the homeowner beforehand. There's a lot of safeguards in place. And the one thing that I love the most are the reviews, the testimonials. How many times do you go check the reviews before you buy something? You go to social media before you invest in a product or a course or a service. Well, that is how we get our information, right? Based on other people's experiences. And Trusted House Sitters is really great about allowing the pet sitter, the house sitter to share their experience in a non-filtered way, and for the homeowner to also share their experience in a non-filtered way. So there's a lot more to that. I'll go into it later on. But what you need to know right now is that in these three videos, I'm going to bust the three biggest myths I hear a lot from my online community and from people out on the street who think it's amazing that we house sit and think they can't do it. So, myth number one, house sitting is for other people. Well, my question back to you is who are those other people and why can't it be for you? Maybe you're thinking house sitting has to be for the retired couple, right? Or the gosh, I don't even know who the other could be because literally like who else is there? House sitting, all it is that you are implanting yourself in someone else's home. And that can be a house, apartment, ranch, loft, condo, townhome, houseboat, apartment, you name it. You are putting yourself in their place, in their home during a duration of time that they are not going to be there. And while you're there, you are making sure the house stays safe, everything's protected, plants are watered. There might be a pet if you're doing the pet sitting route as well, but you're just making sure that the house is lived in. Typically, you will see house sits from anywhere from a week or longer. Occasionally, especially in the US, you might find pet sitting for a couple days because we can't leave our pets at home very long. But if you travel overseas, you could actually book house sits for a month to 2 or 3 months at a time. Now, that is amazing. Imagine not having to worry about where you're going to lay your head, where you're going to be, right, with a roof over your head for the next 3 months. And best of all, you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay the mortgage, right? That is the gift right there. So I would say part B to that question, once you get over the other people, is, well, what's the catch, right? There is no catch. There, house sitting can be one of two ways. The first, you are paid to house sit someone else's home, their property, their belongings for that length of time. Two, it's an even trade. So a lot of times when you're on these supportive platforms, because they are doing a lot of the heavy lifting with pairing you and making sure everyone's safe and providing you with insurance and coverage, there is no fee for your services. But in exchange, you do get to stay in that home for that length of time without any other overhead or responsibilities. That is amazing as well, is it not? Like, where else can you live rent free and all you have to do is make sure nothing gets broken, nothing's broken into, and everything's protected? That is another gift. So, who is house sitting for? It's for everyone, whether you are a college kid, responsible college kid, you are fresh out of college, you are single and wanting to travel, you are a digital nomad, which that's what I am. My mom and I are. And we chose this route versus looking and paying for short-term rentals as we travel, right? Hotels, Airbnbs, even short-term rental apartments can be expensive. House sitting fills in that gap for us 90% of the time. And we're able to travel wherever we want and house sit along the way, house sit while we're there, and we're not having to pay for accommodations. House sitting is phenomenal for retired people, for retired couples, even. There are a number of very well-known, we'll call them, retired couples on the Trusted House Sitter platform who we know in the community because they've been on the platform for 3, 5, 8 years, one of them. And this is what they do full time. They have retired and now they just travel around and they house it. And they travel with their own knives, their linen, you name it. When you house it, you can bring whatever you want with you. Obviously, you're not fully moving into these people's homes, but it is an opportunity for you to make that home as comfortable and as nourishing as you can while you're there. So, once again, myth number one, house sitting is for other people. I don't know who those other people are, but I do know house sitting is for you. All right, so I will see you tomorrow, day 2, video 2. We're busting 3 of the biggest house sitting myths I've come across so far. I'm sure there's more, but these are the ones that I know are probably stopping you from clicking that button and saying yes to giving house sitting a chance. All right, my friends, check the show notes for all the information you need. If you are still not convinced, come back tomorrow for day 2. I'll see you then. Peace.